In this demo, you will learn how to identify missing Soldermask and Pastemask in Padstacks using Allegro DesignTrue DFM checks. Missing the Soldermask for a through hole or SMD pin and missing a Pastemask for an SMD pin will result in assembly issues. For example, if the SMD pad is covered with Soldermask, typically you cannot solder the component. When performing missing mask checks, you can exclude Padstacks that has via tenting requirements. In this demo, it is assumed that the vias used are tented with mask. You will learn how to ignore the Padstack that has via tenting requirements when running missing mask checks. To confirm the via Padstacks are tented, let's check the Padstack used in the design. Go to Tools, Padstacks, Modify Design Padstacks. Select the via Padstack, right-click, and select Edit. The Padstack editor gets open. Navigate to the Mask Layer tab. You can observe Soldermask layer for the via Padstack is not defined. Close the Padstack. This confirms the via Padstack is covered with mask, and the via is tented. There are 4 steps involved in creating a constraint set. The first step is to set the analysis modes. The second step is to create a constraint set. The third step is to assign the constraint set, and the final step is to update the DRC. Let's start with setting the analysis modes. Go to Setup, Constraints and select Modes. Under the Design for Fabrication check, select Annular Ring check. Expand the pins through pin and enable the checkbox Missing Mask. Expand SMD pin and enable the Missing Mask option. Similarly, you can enable the Missing Mask check for all the Padstacks in this pin and other sections, such as via non-plated Padstacks and fiducials. I enabled the Missing Mask checks for all these design objects, which is not shown in this demo. Let's enable the Missing Mask check for the Pastemask. Under the Design for Assembly section, select the Pastemask check and enable the Missing Pastemask check option. Now let's ignore the tented via Padstack from getting checked for missing mask. Note, you don't have to set this option if your design doesn't have any tented vias. Select the Design for Fabrication title. In the Design for Fabrication section, you can specify the Padstack to be tented on the top, bottom, or both sides. In the design shown, the constraint is to tent the via on both sides. So, select the value cell next to the tented via list. You will get a pop-up that shows the list of all Padstacks that are present in the design. From this Padstack section, move the via Padstack to the selected via section. Select OK to close the form. The via name gets added to the tented via list. Select Apply and click OK to close this form. Select the Constraint Manager icon to open the Constraint Manager. Go to the Manufacturing section and expand the DFF constraint set under the Design for Fabrication if it is not expanded. Select the Annular Ring worksheet. Select New C-Set. Enter the DFF Annular Ring. C-Set name as Missing Soldermask. Set the C-Set usage to non-etch and select OK. Expand pins, all vias, non-plated, all non-plated, and fiducial section. Then set the Missing Mask option to On as shown in the demo. The constraint set for the missing mask is created. Similarly, expand the DFA constraint set and select the Pastemask worksheet. Select Create New. Enter the name for the Pastemask check as Missing Pastemask. You don't have to set the C-Set usage here, as the C-Set usage by default is non-etch. Select OK. Set the Missing Pastemask constraint set to On. The C-Set for the missing solder and Pastemask is created. Let's assign the created constraint set to the Design section. You can assign the non-electrical layers to the Design section only if you have non-electrical layers defined in the cross-section, or you can create non-electrical layers using the Not in Stackup option. To know how to add non-electric layers in the Stackup, please refer to the demo, How to Add Non-Electrical Layers to the Stackup to enable the non-electric layer DFM check in the Constraint Manager. To know how to use the Not in Stackup option, you can refer the demo, How to Use the Not in Stackup option to create non-electric layers and assign the DFM constraints. Navigate to the PCB editor window and open the stack up using the cross-section editor. In this demo, adding non-electric layers is not shown, as it is explained in a separate demo. After adding the non-electric layers in the stackup, your stackup may appear like this. Switch to the Constraint Manager, expand the Design section, select the Annular Ring worksheet, and expand the Mask section. Assign the missing _Soldermask constraint to Soldermask top and bottom. Expand the Design section in the Design for Assembly folder, and select the Pastemask worksheet. Expand the primary and Pastemask layers, and assign the missing Pastemask constraint set. The DFF and DFA constraint set created with respect to missing solder and pastemasks are assigned. Go to the PCB editor, go to Tools, and select Update DRC. DRCs will get popped for Padstacks that are missing masks as shown. Open the DRC browser from Tools, DRC Browser. Expand the DFF and DFA DRC sections. You can see the missing Pastemask and Soldermask errors. You can rectify this error by adding a Soldermask and Pastemask to the respective Padstacks and updating the Padstack to the design. You can follow similar steps and run the missing mask checks even in the library stage to clear the missing Soldermask and Pastemask issues. This concludes the demo that shows setting the Constraint Manager to find missing Soldermask and Pastemask in the design.